I'm sorry, but if I can't have him, then I'll take you. Will you work for me, Sora?
I'm Michael Fry, the director, the writer, and I, of course, play a lot of characters that nobody really wants to hear about right now because it makes me sound too egocentric. The lady is Miri. She did the first official review for it, and she's done some minor characters, and she will be featured in some upcoming episodes. That guy is no one we need to mention right now.
Oh, that's my turn now? Okay. My name is Anthony Dubé-Leblanc. I'm currently playing as Vincent Valentine, or as known as episode 5 or 4.
Episode 6.
Yeah, no, the Hunter.
Oh, the
Episode
Hunter,
4.
right. Yes, episode 4.
Yeah. So, all right. We are actually going to talk about Mephisto.
We're going to talk about Mephisto, the representation of the devil.
Played by PHILOSSUS.
Or PHILOSSUS. That depends on how you go at it. You can go any other way.
Don't forget.
Let's call him Phil, okay, guys?
All right, let's call him Phil, but don't forget I am French. So, by the way, I apologize if I screw up speaking.
Canadian.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right. Well,
so we can't have a Ghost Rider story without a devil, because a devil is the source of all of pretty much most of the Ghost Rider their origins. Now it kind of varies different in each source. The actual original comic, Mephisto, was not actually the devil. He was a trickster, but he was not the devil. The devil was Lucifer, as is supposed to be. But if you look at the 2007 movie has Mephistopheles as a representation, and the reboot/continuation Spirit of Vengeance has Rourke, which is a little more original, I suppose. But I went for the comic version, Mephisto.
Also,
all right.
From the standpoint of somebody who has studied some philosophy and stuff, Mephistopheles, or the shortened version Mephisto, actually shows up in several works as either an archdemon, as the mouthpiece of the devil, or as one of the devil's guises. Take from this what you will.
And if we base ourselves in popular gaming, I'm going to reference here Diablo. Mephisto is known as one of the greater demons. If I remember correctly, he is the great demon of hate, which is very interesting.
Yep.
Now, as I said in the making of video, if any of you haven't seen it yet, I'll probably post a link at the bottom. Or, get off your lazy butt and go look at it yourself. Seriously, you guys are too privileged. You want links for everything.
But as I said probably show up in the related. We're not all that popular.
No, we're not. All right. As I said in the making of video, the original story was inspired of the 2007 Ghost Rider. And because of that, the movie version chose Mephistopheles. I chose Mephisto because it was, more importantly, easy to spell. I didn't want to have to go through the entire story misspelling his name the entire time. Also, I chose the comic version because I felt like people will respond better to the comic version rather than the 2007 movie version, which, although I kind of liked, I'm one of the few in the ballpark.
Hey, there were a lot of people who liked that movie. You can't always trust the vocal minority.
And, alright, well, I think we gave a nice background to Mephisto. Let's talk about the character himself.
So, as we see Mephisto, which at the time we are recording episode 8, or about to be, once I finish editing through the whole thing again. So Mephisto, as introduced, he's the trickster. He's still the devil. He kind of makes a very loose deal with Sora.
And we'll find out the reasons behind that later on. Don't read the story and spoil yourself. Just keep listening to the audiobook.
Yeah.
Although if you really want to, I guess we can provide a link to that in the description.
Well, you can go read the audiobook, but don't I'm sorry, go read the fan fiction, but you can't face your entire knowledge of it because I am constantly and aggressively editing it.
And making it way better.
Yeah. And one thing I like about Mephisto is that he's taking the role of a main villain, but as you get further into the story, thing is, he's not a completely evil villain. He's got his own reasons, and he's going to be against, you know, the hero, but he has a reason for doing it, and that reason makes that character, I guess, more humane, believable.
Sympathy for the devil is a very important trope. It goes all the way back to Paradise Lost, which was a classical work, which was basically the story of Adam and Eve told from the devil's point of view, starting from his father.
Abashed the devil stood and felt how awful goodness was.
Also, another work that does a sympathy for the devil thing very well is Supernatural, but we're not going to go there because that would cost
Supernatural is has a very black and white view on the devil, but they did a very good job of Lucifer.
Alright.
Tell me, did the punishment fit the crime? Anyway, back to Mephisto, our version of it.
Mephisto is, he definitely has his own game. He's playing a very delicate rules. As we're on episode 7 right now, so you already know that Mephisto did not make a formal contract with Sora. There was no signing, there was no signature or anything, no exchange for something that Sora wants. This is a very big break and a long tradition of making deals. So Mephisto is a trickster. He made a kind of an informal deal with Sora. And if you listen to episode 1, you can kind of see what... Now, Vincent doesn't know, obviously, what's said, but what could freak him out later if he found out was...
Will you work for me?
Yes! Yes, I will! Please let me go.
So, he agreed. He agreed to work for the devil, with nothing in return.
Yep. Kind of a interesting contract, but also a very supernaturally binding one. It's considered that the reasons that fairies couldn't lie in the old Irish legends was because a promise metaphorically bound your soul to them.
As you see in episode 6, Vincent is very, very worried because Mephisto doesn't break tradition. With all Ghost Riders, it's always a contract because you gotta hold on to the soul. It's your source of free will. Who wants a Ghost Rider that can backstab you at any moment?
Yeah. Because if we look at it right now, with Sora never having signed any contract, never shaking any hand, anything like that, he can at any time return back on his word. I mean, at least that's what I believe. So that makes him a very dangerous player for Mephisto.
Now, the reason why Mephisto, after so many years, would take such a risky gambit, and this is actually going to come up in the upcoming episode, here's a little teaser for you guys, a line of Vincent's, which goes, unless he knew he couldn't lose.
Well, of course, the devil always knows he can't lose. He doesn't make deals, he can just lose. The problem is when mortal free will takes a third option he hasn't figured out yet.
Yep. And if we are keeping in mind that you guys will probably watch this video after having listened to up to episode 7, you'll notice that Mephisto was recorded in history as being the one who suggested to create the binding.
Yes, in the legend of the binding, he is deeply rooted in this mysterious seal.
In that case, this is one of the things I tend to look at when I was talking about having believable reasons for being a human character. He's not entirely evil. He noticed that there was something big going on, and if all hell broke loose, pardon the pun, he would lose business.
would lose business. He might also gain some, but would it really be worth losing all the power that he poured into the seal, too?
In looking at that way, it's also kind of a vice. You know, Mephisto... since I'm inspired from the 2007 movie, we gotta kind of go back to that a little bit. He's kind of in a vice. Angels don't want escaped souls on Earth. They don't want them. They don't want them at all. So they're saying to Mephisto, keep your kingdom in control. The Ghost Riders are his bounty hunter. If he doesn't get the situation under control, he's in trouble.
He doesn't want to risk outright war with heaven.
Not yet.
Yet.
So, but yeah, as you see, Mephisto's kind of still of a background character. He is, let's say he's a villain, just because he's the devil right now. And there are some plans with him that I'm still circulating in my head right now.
When Mephisto gets out of the background and acts at the foreground, it's going to be insanely rough.
It will be a very tough fight. He is not who he is without an actual reason. Well, do you guys think that we've talked enough about Mephisto? Do you guys want to move on to his actor? Or do you have some points you want to bring up?
Let me think about it. On my end, I don't have anything.
I think we've pretty much exhausted the topic. I mean, if you really want a thorough conversation on the devil, go read some of the aforementioned classic literature.
Definitely go. If you're gonna read classic literature, go read Paradise Lost. I read it in college. It's long, but if you get through it, it's a very interesting book on the fall of Adam and Eve and Lucifer.
PHILOSSUS. God. This critic and critiquer of voice actors and voice acting. In my thing, you've already probably heard about how I feel about PHILOSSUS, namely that he's freaking amazing.
Here's a little bit of trivia that Tony might have seen, I'm not sure, but you didn't know. This is his first role.
This is Phil's first role?
Mephisto is his first major role. He told me himself that this was his first major role he has received.
Well then, props to him. Didn't you also...
I'm sorry.
Didn't you also say that he does all his own sound effects?
Yes, and I'm glad you... I was just about to talk about that. For everyone out there, I do most of the audio editing for most of the demons. PHILOSSUS has done his own audio editing.
Yeah, that guy
all the
is...
stuff that... Yeah. So all the stuff you hear from Mephisto, that's his own audio editing.
And if his voice wasn't creepy enough just as Mephisto, not just as Mephisto, but just his voice, that editing really takes it to the next level of freaking creepy.
And he's got a mean laugh.
He did the audio editing when he auditioned. I think it was either him or JD Exists, who's one of our narrators and plays Waka, were the first few to audition for Mephisto. And while in the end it kind of got down on a wire between JD Exists and Mephisto, because there was a lot of people who auditioned for Mephisto. 3 of them are in our cast right now. When he first auditioned, and he was definitely on the consideration list when it came down to him versus JD Exists. JD Exists, when I decided to cast him as a second narrator, didn't feel right that if he was casting as Mephisto, because it would sound like Mephisto was narrating the story in a third-person manner. I'm trying to avoid that, so when he got the second narrator role, that kind of X'd him out for Mephisto.
Which left PHILOSSUS to it, and PHILOSSUS is pretty much perfect.
Yeah, PHILOSSUS took the role over everybody else. So PHILOSSUS came in, and the fact that he could do his own audio editing saved me time and showed initiative. So he came in.
Plus, he's scary good at it.
Scary good at it, scary quiet. His microphone is very, very quiet. The first episode was very hard for me to get him heard. I had to boost every volume decibel I could to get him over the music.
Somehow that quiet-ish method of his actually works to make the character scarier than if you were just yelling all the time.
The quiet method definitely fits him. When I imagine Mephisto, it's imagined... Well, if you look at Peter Fonda, who played him in the 2007 movie, he's very calm, very straight. Yeah.
He's not very calm. He's completely collected. He's cold. He's calculated. He is 3 steps ahead of you. That in itself brings out a feeling of, power over the person you use. So there's no way you cannot be calm.
That PHILOSSUS definitely embodied everything that I was looking for Mephisto. He had that creep, that calm, that he is the devil, but there's that edge. And particularly when he did the audio effects, when he allowed that growl to come in, that it's kind of a remind you this is not a human that's cold talking you what to do. This is the devil, or a representation of the devil, telling you this is how things are. You don't have a choice in this matter.
Right. Well, I just want to reiterate what I said, or maybe didn't say, because I had a terrible memory in my review, that he's one of the ones I'm really looking forward to seeing more from, especially as the character comes back every so often, bits and pieces. I'm trying to remember, does he play anyone else in the storyline?
Yes, he does. He plays Rod.
Plays Rod. That's right. I remember now.
So yeah, I think we finished this conversation.
Alright, time to close out, and hopefully the,
check out, in the future, check out for more videos such as this, as well as Ghost Rider is going to be updated. Now, at the time we are recording episode 8, maybe we'll be out by the time we're done. I'm not going to make any promises I can't keep right now, because I'm still editing through it. But look forward for more cast videos, and for more episodes of Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And in the finish, if you guys want to subscribe or leave a review or talk to your friends, give us viewing points, we'll be very, very appreciative, because everyone in the cast is working extremely hard to give you something extremely good.
And they're all fantastic, and they need to be appreciated for it.
And we'll link to all of the YouTube channels that we have access to and links for in the description, so check it out.